Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Thanks for joining us here at El Dorado Royale, the top resort here in Mexico's Riviera Maya. Don't forget to check out all our social networks, Facebook, Twitter and Google+, and stay logged on at mexiconewsnetwork.com for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's show. The value of the Bitcoin has reached its near all-time high, hitting $900, which is the highest three-year high. Earlier this year, Bitcoin was only worth $435, but economic volatility has sent it soaring close to its all-time record high. The steady upward progress has continued despite regular hack attacks on virtual currency exchanges in which coins have been stolen. Experts said the rise in value was linked to the long-term depreciation of the Chinese yuan. The Chinese currency has dropped about 7% in value during 2016, according to Reuters. The majority of Bitcoin currency trading takes place in China, as it allows people to skirt restrictive local laws that limit how much money Chinese people can swap. Hackers have also been trying to get in on the action. In August, Hong Kong digital exchange Bitfinex suffered a hack attack in which it was thought nearly $65 million was stolen. Bitcoin values dropped around 10% when the news of the hack attack was made public. The virtual currency has yet to reach the heights it managed in late 2013, when each coin was worth more than $1,000. The total value of all Bitcoins in circulation has now surpassed $14 billion. In my view, political uncertainty, as well as India's move to demonetize its paper currency, have led to a sharp increase in investing in Bitcoins as a safe haven. In other news, a group of Mexican engineers have pioneered a new construction system made out of polystyrene, whose assembly is much faster than traditional construction systems. Petroblock, which has already been introduced into the commercial market, is a block of polystyrene foam that is filled with concrete and reinforced with a corrugated rod to solidify the structure, says Research and Development Director of the Mexican company Rogelio Puebla Marquez. Benefits derived from Petroblock include 4 times higher thermal insulation and much greater resistance to wind and impacts. According to the businessman, Petroblock came about as a result of the global economic crisis that hit the world in 2008. From that moment, they realized that they had to innovate as a company if they wanted to survive. Sales were down 30%, so we decided to develop our own products based on technology, hence the need to do research and look for products that we could adapt. Marquez said that Petroblock generates about 4 million pesos a year for the company, whose main revenues come from sales to the maquiladora industry in the north of the country. In a breaking news exclusive, he's already confirmed that they're working on yet another project using a similar pioneering system that will generate 30 million pesos for the company. Watch this space for more news on that story. In other headlines, constant media headlines remind us that Mexicans are not saving enough for retirement. However, the debate continues on how much should we be saving for retirement for the long term and how much should we keep for short-term contingencies and live now for the moment. That's not to say that everyone is saving too much for retirement and not living in the now. But people can go overboard in being generous to their future selves, undermining their well-being now and ignoring the need to set up proper protection against short-term emergencies. First on the list is investing in your health. By making your health a top priority while you're still working, you increase your work productivity, improve your well-being, and avoid expensive healthcare costs during retirement. Burnout rates are higher for people that don't take any time off. Millennials, on the other hand, have a different theory on work-life balance and are much more experiential and believe in taking breaks on a more frequent basis. Anything from an emergency medical disaster to a car wreck or employment change can highlight why everyone needs short-term emergency savings. Before setting aside everything for your long-term retirement plan, it's important to consider having short-term financial cushions in place. This way, you prevent yourself from falling into immediate debt in the case of an unexpected setback. The advent of technology, work arrangement flexibility, and global mobility make it easier to live a life of mini-retirements instead of saving it all for later. In my view, it's important to strike the right balance between covering short-term emergencies, preparing for the long-term retirement, but having enough money to enjoy life with our families today. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Thanks for joining us here at the illustrious El Dorado Spa Resort in Mexico. Don't forget to check out all our social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and stay logged on at MexicoNewsNetwork.com for relevant stories and news. On behalf of myself and all the Crook production team at Mexico News Network, we wish you a safe and prosperous new year. Until next time.